Hey, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I just wanted to get on here and chat with you guys a little bit. I realized that it's been a while since I did like a chatty get ready with me style video with you. And I like to keep you guys updated on what's going on with me. I love chatting with you guys about your lives. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I also have a brand new palette from Glam Shop. This is their camo palette. And it's just beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. They know what they're doing with their shimmer shades, but I'm excited to try out these mattes because I've never tried Glam Shop's mattes before. So we're going to be playing with this, playing with some mostly older products, but we got some newer products thrown in here too. But more so, this is just, again, chatting with you guys, getting you caught up to speed on what's been going on with me. So if that sounds interesting to you, please be sure to stick around. But if you're just now stumbling across my channel and you're not subscribed yet, please don't forget to tap that subscribe button while you're watching if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Or if you've seen other videos and you've been enjoying those, please be sure to stick around. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Let's get into this video. So I had actually asked you guys over on Instagram, well, for those of you that are following me over there, I gave you the option of me filming with one of three palettes because I really couldn't choose. I was having a really hard time because all three of them were sticking out to me. But I gave you the camo palette to choose from, as well as the Glam Shop. I think it's the Heathland. I'm not sure. Maybe there's more to it than that. But it's just this really beautiful purple palette. It's got a holographic shade in the middle that is to die for. But then I also got the Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams palette several weeks ago, and I just haven't had time to film with it yet, so I wasn't sure what you guys wanted to see the most, but you guys chose the camo palette, so I'm really excited about that because, again, it's a stunning palette. It's got some really beautiful shimmer shades in here. In the future, I will try to make more content with Glam Shop because I've got a bunch of their singles on the way to me. I already have a few. I've got the palette that I want to play with. And then, if you guys are still interested in watching me do Pastel Dreams from Give Me Glow, let me know that as well. And if I can't fit a whole YouTube video with it, I might be able to do, like, my very first reels over on Instagram. I don't think I've done one of those yet. But I'm really excited to play with this, too. It's just, time constraints. Anyway, enough excuses. Let's go ahead and get into the makeup. Okay, so I was really debating whether I wanted to do eyeshadow first, kind of like I did in one of my prior videos. I really liked setting that down first and not having to worry about a bunch of fallout and fixing the face after I did the shadows. So maybe we'll do eyes first. Let's do that. Let's just switch it up again. Why not? Okay, so I'm kind of struggling on which eye primer to use because I just don't know how these mattes are going to perform, but they are super powdery. Like, if you even tap in the pan a little bit, you're going to get a lot of kick up. Like, look at the kick up. I'm not so much worried about that. I just don't want it to be the type of shadow that blends away as soon as you start blending, because that's typically what shadows like that do. Well, sometimes. I don't want to overgeneralize, but I think what I'm going to attempt to do is use my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 0.5. This one's really good for packing on pigment and then blending out. So let me just start this by saying, talking about the makeup first and foremost. I have totally fallen in love with Glam Shop over the past, 2 months. They've kind of blown up on Instagram. I feel like everybody that I follow or that I watch has tried Glam Shop now. And I'm really happy for them as a brand because they are incredible. They are such an amazing brand. They have such great quality eyeshadows. And they're ones that, look, it's pretty hard to impress me when it comes to the shifty, sparkly, shiny because I know what I like. And a lot of the brands that I already enjoy really know how to do that formula well. So I was skeptical when I first tried Glam Shop, but I'm a believer. They are so good. So I don't want to talk about the makeup too hard in this video because I do want to chit chat with you guys. I have quite a bit that I wanted to kind of cover today and chat with you guys about. I will talk about some of the makeup, but for the most part, we're just going to chat today. So I'm going to start with this one in the crease and then blend it out with one of these two shades. I'm not sure which yet. And then this will be used around the edges to really blow it out. And then we'll go from there. The first thing that I really wanted to update you guys on that I realize I haven't really done that lately is my health. If you guys have been here for a while, I've talked pretty candidly about my stomach issues. just other things that I've dealt with, and it's been a roller coaster over the last couple years, as I've said before. And just recently there's been, I guess, some development there. So I don't remember the last time I updated you guys. So I had decided to stop taking my meds probably like a month and a half ago, because nothing was improving. If anything, my situation was gradually deteriorating. It was gradually getting worse. But I had made a video telling you guys that I thought maybe it was because I thought maybe the whole thing started because I had low stomach acid and that's where the symptoms were coming from, and that taking the meds were making it worse, and da 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 da, and I was convinced that's what it was. Well, after I made the video and had time to edit it, I kind of realized I don't think it was because of low stomach acid, but the meds were definitely aiding in me feeling like absolute dog shit every day. So I wanted to let you guys know like the updated status of what's been going on with all that. So again, I stopped taking, they had me on 60 milligrams of Dexalon, which is like a really strong acid reducer. And I was on that, plus they had me taking, how many milligrams? 2, like Pepsid AC pills a day as well. I don't know how many milligrams, but anyway, that's a lot for somebody my size and somebody that has never struggled with this type of stuff before now. All of a sudden I'm on all these meds. I mean, when it first started, like, that's a lot of meds to put somebody on right off the top, you know? And like, I understand sometimes if you have ulcers or if there's underlying things going on, then you need those things like temporarily to help you feel better. But keep in mind, I was on really strong meds for a long time, and after a while, I just kind of accepted that I was going to feel like shit, and like, that's just the way it is. I'm just going to feel like shit, and it's just not getting better. And I'd had scans done, and I'd had blood work done. Like, I've had so many tests done and just seen several doctors, and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. So a month and a half ago, I was actually getting ready to run out of my medication, my Dexalon. And I guess maybe I should tell you the symptoms that I was having. So not only was I having like severe discomfort in my upper chest randomly, but I was also dealing with feeling nauseous, feeling extremely tired all the time to the point of like fatigued, barely wanted to get out of bed. I would be dizzy, confused, like brain fog. Like, there was so many different side effects. I was dealing with a lot of swelling in my legs, my ankles, issues with my heart rate. Like, I was having so many issues. So I realized I was going to be running out of my medication, and I think this was on like a Thursday, or maybe it was a Friday, I can't remember. And I'm just taking that second shade now, half on, half off. So I called in to have it filled. And when I called, the pharmacy told me that they weren't going to be able to get it till at least Monday. So that would have been like 4 whole days without me having this medication. Now, the only thing with this kind of medication is that it takes time to build up in your system. Like, you can't just take one pill and then you feel better. It takes time for it to build up. So I knew that if I waited 4 days to take them, then it was going to be totally out of my system by the time Monday or Tuesday rolled around. And that would be a surefire way to know, like, is it helping? Is it not helping? Because I figured I would feel the effects of not having it. Plus, there's something called rebound reflux. And basically what that is when your body is so used to taking these acid blockers and all of a sudden you stop taking them, your body kind of goes into freak out mode and starts overproducing acid because it's like, oh, wait a minute, I can produce acid again. And it overproduces to kind of compensate, I guess, for that part of your body not working for so long, and it can cause some really nasty side effects. So I was worried about that, but I just needed to figure out what the hell was going on with me. And a lot of the side effects that I was having, I didn't start having until I started taking all those medications, which is something that I voiced at the very beginning of all this to my doctor, to a pharmacist, and they both told me, like, that's not normal. I don't know what it is. You know, it just, they didn't have any kind of explanation for me, and I just kept taking meds. So in the meantime of me running out of my medication and waiting for it to get refilled, I could have started taking like over-the-counter Prilosec or over-the-counter Nexium or whatever to help just kind of keep the acid at bay until I got on my medication, right? But I said, you know what? I'm going to totally detox off all of it. I just want to get off all of it and see how it makes me feel. So I didn't take any acid reducers for like the first 3 or 4 days. And I will tell you, I did deal with that rebound reflux. It was pretty nasty. I felt pretty nauseous. I got really bad acid reflux. In person, it looks really good, but I'm noticing like on the monitor it looks a little bit patchy like right through here. I'm not really noticing that in person. It's weird how the camera will pick up certain things. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I quit taking the meds and was dealing with that, you know, rebound reflux or whatever. But then after like my body started getting adjusted to not having the meds, I started to feel better. Like as far as feeling nauseous, feeling dizzy, fatigued, the swelling, all of that stuff started to fade away, which is when I realized that the medication was making me really sick. You know, we trust our doctors when they tell us that we need certain things, or when they give us a diagnosis and they start to treat us for certain things. We believe them because that's their specialty. That's what they know best, right? They're doctors. So when my primary care physician told me that that's what was going on, you know, from day one I questioned it, and I told her as much. But that's what she told me it was, that it was severe GERD, that I had GERD, that's what it was. Of course, I was to follow up with a gastroenterologist, which I did, and a cardiologist, which I did. But they all kind of came to the same conclusion that it was more than likely acid reflux, which maybe it was. I'm not saying that it's not. I still don't have a clear diagnosis because I stopped going to the doctor, okay? After thousands of dollars in medical bills, after literally dozens of appointments, and still not getting any kind of answer on exactly what's going on, I just got frustrated. So that's when I took matters into my own hands and stopped taking the meds. I'm not advising anybody to do that. Let me make that clear. If you're somebody that's struggling with health concerns, I'm not saying that you should take matters into your own hands and stop taking your medication. Not saying that at all, because everybody's situation is different. I just felt like for me, I know my body, and I knew that I was feeling worse on the medication than I was before it. I feel like I had one major attack when this whole thing first started. And I don't know if it was ulcers. I don't know if it was a gallbladder attack. I don't know if it was GERD. I don't know what it was. But that's how they treated it, was with this acid reducing medication. And it was months before I had that upper GI done. So by the time I had it done, I could have healed from whatever was going on. I don't really know. I mean, I really like the way that looks. It looks kind of shitty on camera, not gonna lie. In person, it looks really good. You're gonna have to take my word for it. So anyway, I haven't been like I'm healed, I'm 100% better after stopping the meds. No, I still have little bouts. I still have days where the discomfort comes back in my upper chest, and it's enough to like make me feel like absolute shit. But there was also weird things happening with my digestive system whenever these things would happen. Like this is gonna be TMI, but I would have a lot of gas. I would eat something and immediately feel like it went straight through me, or be really constipated. Like I had all of these digestive symptoms going on that were just being exacerbated by this medication. When you take medication to block acids in your stomach, essentially it's taking away the acids that are needed to break down your food for your body to absorb these nutrients. So when your body can't break down the food like it's supposed to, you have like undigested food going through your system. Your body can't absorb what it needs, so you're feeling the dizziness, the tiredness, all of that. So I think that was a lot of what was going on. I was on too much. So now I've cut back to taking like 1 or 2 of the Pepsid a day, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better with that. It pretty much, for the most part, maintains stuff. I'll have really bad days still where I don't even want to get out of bed. But they are fewer and far in between than they were when I was on all of that medication. Okay, I think what I want to do is pack on the dark shade on the outer corner, and then going towards the beginning of my lid, I want to use this really gorgeous shade Moro. I think that's how you pronounce that, but it's just, that's the first shade that calls to me when I open up this palette. I'm sure you can relate. This shade up here is beautiful. It's a duochrome. It shifts from green to red, if you guys can see it. Stunning. Actually, they're all so pretty. Okay, actually, I'm going to take this shade first. It's just a really deep chocolatey like shimmer, and I'm going to pack that on the outer corner. Then I'm going to take this one here, which is like a really chunky, flaky, beautiful brown shimmer, and I'm going to put that in the middle, and then this is going on that inner third. That's what I'm doing. I'm excited. This is so beautiful. I just wanted to update you guys on what was going on with my health, because I have been pretty open about it in the past. And, you know, like I said, I had updated you guys in a prior video, but I just didn't feel good about everything that I was saying after I gave it more time, so I decided not to upload it. So in case anybody cares, or if anybody was wondering, that's where I've been with my health. Now, I still deal with some swelling in my legs occasionally, but nothing like it was. It was so bad before that, like, I couldn't be on my feet for more than an hour or two, and my legs would swell up, and to the point where it was extremely uncomfortable. Like, meds can really mess your body up, I'm telling you. I love their shimmers. They are so good. They really are. Okay, now the chunky shimmer. Look at that. I should have scooted closer. This is so pretty. Okay, now let's go into that special one in the middle there. Ooh, there's a lot going on. I know. I love this so far. I'm going to repeat this on the other eye, and then when I come back, we will continue our conversation and move on to the rest of the face. Don't mind my daughter in the background there. She's just eating her birthday cake. She's hanging out while I finish my video, or at least some of it. I have to start this off by saying I am totally floored with the quality of these shadows. Like, I knew that I was really going to enjoy the shimmers because I've played with Glam Shop shimmers and they are fantastic. But the mattes in this palette performed, they way exceeded my expectations. I was not expecting them to perform so well. I thought they were going to be patchy, they weren't going to blend well. I didn't have that experience at all. So this is what the eye look looks like. Now what I'll probably do once my entire base is done is I'll go back and use this one as my inner corner highlight, maybe. It might not be loud enough, I don't know, but I'm digging this. I love this eye look. So let's move it along to the rest of my makeup. I'm going to put down a primer that I haven't used in a really long time, if I can find it. I have the Cover FX Gripping Primer. This primer was really hard to get when it first came out because everybody was just, for whatever reason, flipping out about it, had to have it, and it was hard to find. So, of course, I was one of those idiots, and I bought it, and I think I've used it maybe a handful of times. So, we're just going to take a risk today. It kind of feels like glue. Ew, it feels more liquidy than I remember. Maybe it's expired. It gives you kind of like that glass skin effect. And is oh, okay, there it is. It's definitely gripping. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry down a little bit. I mean, it does stay a little bit tacky. But I don't want to go right in with foundation because it doesn't sit right when you do that. So, for the foundation today, I'm mixing together a cocktail like I typically do. I've got the Dior Backstage. I have the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. I've got the NARS Radiant Long Wear, Double Wear. I mean, I literally just grabbed a handful of foundations. That's what I'm mixing together. There's a couple more sitting here too, but I'm trying to get through some foundations and use stuff that I don't use all the time. So that's what I'm doing.
I love you.
Love you too, Punky.
Or do you sound like you were sad? It's like good old times.
It makes it sound weird.
Not like that.
Just like good old times,
Not
Mama.
like
Give me a
that.
big old kiss.
Not like that. Yeah, when I was always, you like to grab your face.
I know. And to mooch your chubby little cheeks. She not no baby no more. Mwah. I promise we're okay. I'm just taking care of the under eyes real quick with the Becca Under Eye Corrector. So I kind of left off talking about my health and just where I'm at now with, you know, not taking the medication for as long as I have. So I think I said it's been like a month and a half without the medication. And I do. I feel leaps and bounds better than I did, but I'm just not 100% yet. And, you know, the other part to that is I still don't know 100% what the hell is going on with my body. I don't know if it's like a gallbladder attacks or if it's got something to do with my pancreas or if it's just GERD. I mean, I really don't know what it is. So that's the most frustrating part about any kind of sickness is when you're struggling to get a diagnosis and find out what it is because you can't treat something if you don't know how to treat it. But I'm really glad I made the decision to stop taking all that medication because when I tell you that it had me feeling like I wanted to die, I'm not joking. Some days I didn't want to get out of bed. I was so depressed because I felt so terrible. I couldn't even like cook dinner for my family. I didn't want to do anything. And it really messed with me hardcore. I've been really going through it for the past year and a half. I've been extremely depressed, anxious, just not knowing what's coming next, not knowing if it's something serious. You know, doctors can't figure out what it is. It messes with your mind. It really does. So I'm just glad that I've got at least a little bit of normalcy back. And I'm not feeling as bad as I was because I've got a little bit more energy. You know, I'm not missing as much work. I'm able to be present with my kids more, be able to do things more around the house, cook, whatever, feel at least semi-human again because, I mean, I was just in a really, really dark place. So that's the health update so far. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because tomorrow I could feel like absolute garbage again. It's hard to say. But for the time being, I feel a lot better than I did. So to all of those that have reached out to me asking how I've been, looking for an update, you know, giving me well wishes, I'm truly grateful for that. I've been overwhelmed by the amount of concern and care and just community that I have here. And I'm so very grateful for, you know, everybody that's taken the time out of their day to leave me kind words or any of that. So thank you guys so much for being there and just being a part of this community. It means the most to me. Okay, now that I have the Becca Under Eye Corrector on, we're going to start applying this foundation cocktail. I wanted something a little bit more, not necessarily like glowy or dewy, but more skin-like. I say skin-like. Who am I kidding? It's going to be full coverage because your girl's got a lot of discoloration, redness, acne, you name it, I've got it. So we're going to cover it up. It's just what I like to do. I can't help it. So I also wanted to give you guys kind of an update on the low-buy situation, if you even want to call it that. I have failed miserably at this low-buy, and I think a lot of it has to do with the stress that I've been under, and especially like with the health situation, and just there's other things going on in my personal life that I don't feel comfortable sharing. It's not, certain things are better left family matters, private matters, so I'm not going to share everything here on my channel. I don't think it's right to do that. But there are other things that are going on behind the scenes that, add to that stress and to the, the negative behavior of buying and spending and getting crazy with the makeup purchases. So it's not been a good year for that. And I feel, I don't know, like I let you guys down, but I let myself down and even more. And I don't know, I'm disappointed in myself because I really, really did want to stick to this low buy, and I mean, I had very good reasons for it, and I still do. And I've just failed miserably, so that's been something that's kind of weighing on me. And I know a lot of you will get on here and tell me that it's okay, and we all fall, we all falter, and tomorrow's another day, and all that stuff, and I appreciate that, I really do. But at the end of the day, I'm a big girl, and I'm the one that makes my decisions, and at some point I've got to, I don't know, hold myself accountable, or else the spending is just never going to stop, and it's just not feasible. So that's the number one way I cope with things. If I'm having a rough day, if I'm, having a hard time at work or with the kids, or physically, mentally, whatever, if I'm struggling in that way, it's the shopping, it's the makeup, it's the escape, looking for new makeup, or watching people play with new makeup, or the process of buying it and getting it and using it. All of it is exhilarating, right? And it's a distraction. It's a coping mechanism. And I've talked about that before, but I think a lot of us here in this beauty space deal with that, whether we want to admit it or not. And, and a lot of people are able to live that lifestyle comfortably because they might have the money to do so. And you know what? Good for them, right? But there's also a lot of us that don't and feel the need to keep up and feel the need to stay on top of what's going on right now, right? Buying the new things and feeling like you're a part of that because everyone else is buying the new things. So I've talked about all of this before here, so I don't want to beat a dead horse. But it's something that, I acknowledge, and I think acknowledging it is the first step to, working towards fixing any problem. So that's where I'm at on the low buy. It's been non-existent, pretty much. There's certain things that I haven't shared with you guys before just because they're really personal, and I wasn't sure if I was ready to share them. And I'm still not 100% certain that I want to go too into detail about things just because it's private and it's my personal life and it's, some things that I think are better left, kept private. But I'm a recovering addict. I have almost 8 years clean. 8 years? 9 years? I'm losing count, which is a good thing. But, when I was younger, I made a lot of stupid decisions and I didn't always deal with my stress and my problems in a healthy way. I turned to substances to help me with my problems, which is super unhealthy, and I highly advise against that. But without going into too much detail, I've kind of replaced, substances with makeup. And, I realize that, and I don't want my hobby to be a negative thing. I don't want it to be something that I feel like I need to control or something that I'm worried about in that way. I want it to be something fun and exciting and something that's good for me, So it's just one of those things where if you're somebody that deals with those addictive tendencies, those addictive behaviors, then it's really important to kind of recognize when you're falling down that hole again, whether it be with substances or makeup or whatever. I mean, people are addicted to anything, So you just have to be I have to be really careful. I just need to find some healthier coping mechanisms is what it comes down to, because I love my makeup and that makes it really difficult because I love buying it. I love looking for all those things. I love it. It's kind of a tough line where do you draw the line? Because I also sometimes will buy things because I want to review it. I want to share it with you guys. Not just because of that. It's because I want it to. I'm not going to buy something just for a review. I buy it because it's something that I'm also interested in, or I wouldn't buy it. But that it makes it harder in that regard because I'm not just buying it for my personal use. I'm buying it because I have a YouTube channel and I want to share it with you guys. And part of my channel is testing out newer products, I just thought that I would share that with you guys if there's anybody else watching that has suffered with an addiction of some sort in the past, and maybe you're substituting one for the other when it comes to makeup. If you're somebody that struggles with buying a lot of makeup or whatever, and I'm sure if you are somebody that's done that, you probably have already made the connection. I've talked to another friend of mine on here, and I won't name her by name because I think that that's disrespectful, but she has made comments about that before in her prior videos, just that, the amount of money being spent on makeup is like astronomical, and comparatively to other people in this space, like with somebody that's already dealt with addiction and those types of issues, it seems like it's easier to get out of control, It's a slippery slope, my friends. Maybe someday I'll get on here and I will talk about, my past a little bit more and, how I got sober and all of those things. Maybe I'll do that. It's a really difficult story to tell just because obviously, when you think about what the magnitude of what that is and what it takes to change in that way, it's a lot. It's difficult, and it's a topic I don't talk about too often because there's a stigma around people that suffer with addiction, whether they're clean or not. So that's typically a topic that I keep to myself. But I also feel like there's a lot of people out there struggling, and sometimes in order to kind of help yourself heal, it's good to try to help others get better as well. So I don't know, like I said, if you guys are interested, maybe I'll talk about that in a future video. Just my story and whatever. If you guys are interested, let me know. And if I feel like I can handle it without bawling the entire time, I'll try. Oh, and it's pillin' bad. I knew that I hated this primer for a reason. I'm probably going to throw this primer away. I've had it for a while anyway. But I forgot the reason why I don't use it is because when I put foundation on, the primer rolls off. It's really bizarre. Okay, so I do have a couple of newer, bronzing contour type of products that I want to use today, and then we'll chit-chat some more. I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, which took me forever to get my hands on. I'm so glad I have it. I really enjoy this. And then I also have the NARS, the Sun-Kissed Bronzing Cream in Laguna. It's a decent enough bronzer shade for me. So I'm going to use those today. So you guys will have to let me know how you're doing. I know where I live, they just recently lifted the mask, restrictions as long as you're fully vaccinated. Let me know how you guys feel. I think I heard that there was a large percentage of people that went and got the first shot but didn't get the second one. What's the point of doing that? Why even get the first one? Doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna go through all that, get the second, like, what? I don't know. I don't understand people. This is so pretty. It's got this red, this is the Charlotte Tilbury contour one. It's got this red undertone to it. It's really beautiful. So pretty. It's really more of a bronzer shade for me, not so much a contour shade, but I'm okay with that. It's beautiful. I might not have to use the NARS one. This is nice because it goes a really long way. I mean, I'm bronzed, y'all. So I'm pretty sure as soon as I set my face, I'm going to lose a lot of that bronziness. It just is what it is. You know, when you use a cream product and you set afterwards, it's kind of what happens. So I think what I want to do now is use a newer product that I haven't tried yet. This is something that I've heard a lot of people rave about. It's the No. 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. I got mine in the shade Light. This is very pasty. It's going to add to the pastiness I've already got going on, so there's that. But I'm hoping that it blurs and gets rid of pores and it looks beautiful like everybody says it does. This has been compared to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder, like, over and over again. Let's find out. It kind of behaves like the Charlotte Tilbury powder too, because it's the same way. You dip in there and you're pulling up lots of product. Oh my. I would agree, it's very smoothing. I picked this up when I was at Target. My daughter gives me a hard time whenever we go into Target. And I'm getting ready to walk towards, like, the makeup section. She's like, no, Mom. Nope, not today. And I'm like, come on, man, let me just look. She's like, Mom. And I was proud of myself because this was the only thing that I picked up. I just wanted to look. She knows me better than that. I mean, this powder is fantastic. Can you guys see the effects? It totally smoothed and blurred my skin. Wow. Why'd I wait so long to buy this? I don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to stop right there, but you can still see the contour, and I'm really digging the way the powder looks. It really did smooth and blur my skin. Okay. That's a hell of a lot cheaper than the Charlotte Tilbury powder, too. So I recently discovered the Take Home the Bronze bronzer from The Balm in the shade Oliver, and now I'm pissed because this is discontinued and they don't make it anymore. I'm like, why? Like, Ipsy, why did you send me this? Like, they just sent this to me. Was it last month? Your month before that? I can't remember. Recently. And you can't buy it. I literally had to buy another sample size off of, what was it, eBay? Mercari, okay? So I bought another little sample size because I love this. It's got such a good tone to it. Like, why did they discontinue it? So now I have questions. Like, the ones they have on their site now, were those to replace this? I did way more research than I should have for a bronzer, okay? I'll see if I can do this without going too overboard. You just never know with me, do ya? So, me and my children are going to the beach this summer, which I am so excited for. We really did want to go last summer, and we had made plans to, and then, of course, COVID happened. And we just couldn't. I mean, there was nothing we could do about it. But it was a big bummer because we all needed it. We really needed the vacation. So I'm just really grateful that I'm in a position this year where I can actually take my kids on a vacation. That's not always been the case in the past. You know, being a single parent, you don't always have the money for things like that. And I'm just grateful for the stimulus. I'm grateful just for everything. I'm grateful for having a decent enough job, for just being in a better place financially than I've been in, you know, years before, where I can actually take my kids on a vacation. And, you know, I kind of came from, like, I've been down here. Like, I've had literally nothing. So to be in a position where I can actually be able to go to the beach for a week or for 4 or 5 days, whatever, and just be able to enjoy that time with my family is priceless. And I'm grateful. When you're a single parent, you don't always have the luxury to do those types of things. It's expensive to take care of your kids on your own. So when I'm at the beach, I won't be uploading. I mean, not that I upload every day now, so you guys won't even notice a difference. Because right now I'm only uploading like 1 video a week because I just don't have time. I would love to be able to upload 2 or 3 videos a week. And sometimes I can bust out 2, but very seldom anymore. And that's just because I don't want to sacrifice time with my kids for YouTube videos. And Like, I make it clear to them that the majority of the free time that I have is, you know, spent with them. I just don't want it to get to a point where it's overtaking all of my free time. And if I upload 3 videos a week, I'm not going to have any time for anything else but work and YouTube, and I just don't want my life to be that way. So, you know, my kids aren't going to be young forever. They're going to be growing up and moving on. They're already growing up. My youngest, again, just turned 13. So, I want to spend the time that I have with them now before they take off, you know. So YouTube is a hobby for me. It's just for fun. It's something that I do just for me. And, you know, I want it to be fun and not be stressful and not be something that I feel like feel guilty for doing, you know. So it's hard to find a healthy balance with things sometimes. It really is. But if I ever question that, I just cut back. You're not seeing as many uploads from me right now. And it just is what it is. And I'm sorry. But, you know. Trying to do the right thing here. Trying to be Superwoman, and it's hard. I need to get my AC units put in because I'm sweating to death. Look how nice that looks. It's just very bronzy. It's not at all orange, and I love that. I just thought about something. I was supposed to try out the new Rare Beauty, like, cream blush. And, yeah, I'm not risking it. Sorry. I was going to do it on, you know, the foundation. But now that I've powdered, I'm not ruining the base because I don't have time to fix it. So, what is this, nearly mauve? You know, another day. Okay, I'm going to jump off here and do the brows because it takes me a really long time and I don't want to bore you guys. So when I come back, the brows will be finished. We'll get into the blush, highlight, lips. I have a couple more things I want to talk about and then we will wrap this up. Okay, so I've obviously done quite a few things since you last saw me. I filled in the brows. I did some lower lash line work. I just put the same mattes that I put in my crease. Smoked them out underneath that lower lash line. For my inner corner highlight, I took that yellow sparkly shade there, put it in the inner corner. I took the gel pencil liner from Beauty Creations in the shade Tiptoe and did my lower waterline. I used the Tarte Man Eater Mascara as well as the Benefit Roller Lash in conjunction with each other. Beautiful combo. For the lips, I used the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. This one's in the shade Curvy. And then I also used the Propa Beauty Lipstick in the shade Victorious. Was that it? I think that was it, which is quite a bit, obviously. I look a little bit different from the last time you saw me. So the last thing I have left to do, well, I have 2 things left to do. I have blush and I have highlight. So we'll finish up this little conversation while I'm applying those products. Okay, so I'm going to take the Wanderlust blush from Buxom in the shade Seychelles. Just get a little bit of blush going on in the cheeks. Y'all know me, I need blush. I can't be walking around no blush on. And I was going to say I'm going to go light-handed, but, you know, I don't want to lie to y'all. Not intentionally. Such a beautiful blush. I love the Buxom Wanderlust blushes. I've got 3 of them. I have Seychelles, Mykonos, I think Dolly is the other one, and they are all just stunning blushes. Beautiful. They smell good. They go on nice and just seamless. They've got that sheen to them. Can't help it. What are you doing over there? Ah, handsome. Just handsome. You guys see him? What's she doing? Huh? What him doing? The handsome man? The most rotten cat in the entire world. We just bought him a big, well, I just bought him like one of those big, what do you want to call it? Like a jungle gym. Not really. Not a jungle gym. It's got like different tiers that he could sit on up top. If I can remember, I'll insert a picture. Here. I'll insert a picture so you guys can see it. It's freaking huge, okay? The reason why I got such a big one is because we're planning on getting a kitten. I'm not really sure how Mr. Zeus is going to feel about that. I'm a little worried that he's going to feel threatened because this is his castle, and he's been king of the castle now for the past 3 years, and I'm afraid he is not going to be having it. So, anyway, we bought that jungle gym or whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, that way the 2 of them would have something to play on and lay on. He freaking loves it. He is on that thing all the time. Did I go overboard? I mean, maybe a little bit. Would it be a video of mine if I didn't? God, that's so pretty. But yeah, we're planning on getting a kitten when we get back from the beach. I don't want to do it now. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't want to have to leave him and a kitten together all alone for like, you know, a few days. I'm afraid of what might happen. I think it's going to take him some major adjusting to. So I'm going to keep them separated at first. I've been doing some research on it. You know, I'm not trying to upset him. I was hoping maybe he would be happy to have a friend. You know, we'll see. There's just something about doing blush on the nose that I love. Okay, I need to find a highlighter real quick. I've got the Anastasia Amrezy. And then I have the newer Anastasia highlighter. This one's in Iced Out. I'm kind of leaning towards this one because it's got that like yellowy goodness. Na, 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 na. Ooh. Okay, I'm going with Amrezy. Haven't used it in a while. I do love that Iced Out highlighter though. It's so pretty. I heard Ace of Base. I saw the sign the other day in the car when I was waiting to get my daughter her birthday present. And it has been stuck in my head ever since. I've been singing it like all day. All day today, all day yesterday. I'm going to start singing something else because I've had enough of it. Forgot how good this highlighter is. So what else did I want to talk to you guys about? Anything? God dang. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I wanted to share with you guys that I finally tried HelloFresh. I was talking to Karen Harris. Who else was I talking to? I feel like I think I was talking to Heather Austin. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly who all I was talking to. A couple of people I was talking to about HelloFresh. And I've only ever heard like amazing feedback about that service. I've only ever heard good things. And I mean, yeah, sure, creators get paid like partnerships and whatnot. So you just never know what to think when you see that. Even if it's creators you trust and believe in, you just still never know what to think if it's just because they're getting paid. Is that why they love it so much? Or they're getting it for free? You know what I mean. So I was always really skeptical. But then I got a deal where I got like 12 meals for free. And I thought, you know what? Like I struggle to find just different options to eat. I get tired of eating the same old shit all the time. And just grocery shopping for me is a chore. I work at a grocery store. I don't want to go grocery shopping when I get off work. That's the absolute like last thing that I want to do. So what I like about HelloFresh is it eliminates like a major meal for me. I don't have to think about dinner now. Like sure, I grocery shop for breakfast and lunch and snacks and drinks and all those things. But as far as like dinners, like things that I can make for and with my kids, HelloFresh has me covered. And I swear to you, I've only had 2 meals so far. My first delivery was last week. Came on a Tuesday. I cooked. Did I cook that Tuesday? I don't think I did. I think I cooked the next day. I can't remember. But I had something called Bellissimo Bruschetta burgers. When I tell you that they were the best burgers I've ever eaten in my entire life, it's not an exaggeration. They were on point. They were so good. My son said the same thing. So good. And it just kind of solidified for me that I made the right choice, you know, getting the box. I am so excited. I decided to get 2 meals a week for 4 people because it's me and my 3 kids. So we'll see if I continue to enjoy it. But then we also made, what was it? It was Monterey Jack unfried chicken, and it came with green beans and potato wedges. And again, just stellar. So yummy. So for next week, I'm excited because I have some just different options picked out, stuff that I wouldn't typically pick out for myself or even think to eat. But I love the idea of trying something new. And just given how great the first experience was, or the first 2 experiences were, I'm excited. Like, I'm ready to try different things now. So I'll have to keep you guys updated on what I think about the service. But so far, I am here for it. Let's highlight the brow bone. I don't usually do that. I'm feeling it. I mean, I'm digging this. I'm really enjoying the way this turned out. So let me just recap really quickly. I don't have that many newer products to share my thoughts on, but this Glam Shop palette, the camo palette, I think you guys know how I feel. I'm blown away. I'm blown away with their shadows. I want to buy more. I've already got like singles on their way to me. I'm addicted to singles. I've bought Lethal Cosmetics singles recently, Terra Moons, JD Glow, Give Me Glow, Glam Shop, Touch of Glam, Glaminatrix, Tracy's Powder Room. Like, I could go on and on, okay? I have a problem. It's the sparkly, shiny, shimmery. And, you know, I see sparkly things and I'm like, I have a problem. So, anyway, that's what really drew me into these palettes. And I'm just I'm grateful that I have it, okay? I love it. I cannot wait to play with the other ones that I have. I think that was like the only first impression that I had today. Oh, and the number 7 powder. Seriously, just like the Charlotte Tilbury powder, I feel like this is such a great alternative to the Charlotte powder. It made my skin look very airbrushed, flawless, poreless, smooth. I'm in love with this. So as long as I'm able to get this, I won't have to repurchase the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which is great because it's pricey. All right, let's go ahead and end this. This video is going to be a long one. I already know it is. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you made it this far, love you so much. I know this was a long video and I blabbed your ears off and I'm sorry for that, but I just had so much to tell you guys. I haven't talked to you all in so long. I love being able to share some intimate details about my life with you guys. Yeah, I feel like you all are my family, you're my friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to share whatever you feel like sharing in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing about your all's lives. I like having those personal conversations with you all. I look forward to it. It's literally the highlight of every video that I upload. I feel like we have such a good thing going here with this community. It is 9 times out of 10, actually even more than that, 99.9% of the time, it is positive interaction here in my comment section, whether it's me and you guys, you all and other subscribers, and I'm just so grateful for that. The best community that one could ever ask for. So thank you guys so much for being a part of that. If you're not, you're missing out. I promise you that you are. If you've enjoyed this video, if you like that community and, you know, finding other creators or finding other subscribers to chat with, all of those things, or if you just love makeup and you love makeup videos in general, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap that notification bell, turn all post notifications on. YouTube has a bad habit of not letting people know when people upload or when I upload. So tap that notification bell and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.